you guys coffee guys or not coffee guys?
No.
I usually drink English breakfast tea in the morning. Coffee jacks me up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm into this whole mushroom coffee kick right now.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
It's pretty legit. I mean,
Is it good? Does it taste good?
The one that I do it's called Rise. You know, you get up in social media like crazy with them, and eventually I'm like, oh, screw it, I'm just gonna get some and see what this shit's about. And I'm like, oh shit, it's really good.
Thank you, Rise, for not sponsoring this podcast.
Yeah, definitely not sponsored. But there's other ones out there too, like Doze.
Yeah,
they're good too.
What do you eat it with anything?
No, it's literally like a powder. It almost looks like cocoa powder, and you just put it in hot water and good to go.
But you don't have it with like a muffin or
no.
biscuit or
No, it's I don't know. It's kind of one of those drinks where I don't know if I could cross that line and put food with it just yet.
Yeah.
It's a newly formed coffee relationship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me, it's like I have a 2-cup limit. I if I'm going over 3, it has to be on a Saturday or Sunday, and I'll have like an afternoon cup of coffee. But yeah, I definitely get the jitters and sweats, and like it messes with my like day. And I'm like, man, I don't know if coffee's for me.
Yeah,
you know,
you get jittery drinking coffee
after I drink too many. If I drink 3 cups of coffee, yeah. And there's some days where I'll have one, and I'm like fucking sweating at my office, and then I have Chipotle for lunch, and then I'm just a mess of a human being for fucking.
You ever see Dexter's Laboratory?
Love Dexter's Lab.
So there's this episode where the kids are Dee Dee and Dexter drinking the dad's and mom's coffee.
Oh yeah.
And then there's this one scene where the dad is upset that there's no coffee. They drank all the coffee because the kids drank it all. And he's like, no kids, you don't need coffee. You have youth. We need this coffee.
Yeah.
And so he's looking at, he's pouring like the half empty container. He says, but this is just sick. And he's making this like evil face towards Dexter and Dee Dee saying like, why'd you drink all the coffee?
You will see people fucking act like real assholes when they don't have their coffee. Me included. Me included.
For sure.
Yeah.
No coffee for me.
No coffee at all?
I think it tastes like booty.
I respect it.
I think it tastes like crap.
That's how I am with beer, honestly.
That's how I am with alcohol. You beat me to it.
Yeah.
I don't like that stuff as well.
Yeah.
So happy Halloween.
Did you have coffee?
I had a big old latte.
Is that it?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Halloween episode. What are you dressed up as?
I am Joaquin Phoenix in Signs.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Basically,
have you ever dressed up as Joaquin Phoenix?
No, but me and my girlfriend talked about this might be a new tradition. I'll be different Joaquin Phoenixes every.
There you go. Pull it off.
I got God bless Joaquin Phoenix because that man has made my name more palpable throughout my life to the general public than I could like it. It is so tough ordering a cup of coffee named Joaquin. I'll get Jaquan, Joaquin. Oh my God, some of the shit I've seen in my life.
Did you say quinoa?
Quinoa, yeah. Oh. And the best is like, how do you spell it? And I literally just look at him like, try your best. just fucking try your best, man. I don't need to spell my fucking name for you.
That's rich. What are you dressed up as, my man?
I am dressed up as the 80s. Just in a broad sense, just really confused.
Honestly, you got the ZZ Top thing going right now.
I got it all, dude. I got David Bowie in there. I got Prince. Well, not so much Prince, but I don't know. It's more the vibe.
Yeah, it's a whole. You're putting it out.
You just see me walking down the street, dude. When I had my hat on.
Oh yeah.
I can't put this with these glasses, but headphones.
Yeah, I was like glasses.
Yeah, it's that kind of morning.
Yeah.
But yeah. 80s.
Yeah, it's funny because we're located in North Park area. You probably look just normal to anybody, honestly.
I was trying to look for attention. Everyone's just walking past.
Yeah, exactly right. Happy Halloween, everyone.
What you say? It's that random go, y'all. It's that random go, y'all. Yeah, we back in this place and you'll never see us fall. Time to smack you in the face with that random go, y'all. It's that random go, y'all. It's that random go, y'all. Yeah, we back in this place and you'll never see us fall. Time to smack you in the face with that random go, y'all.
You are listening to the Random Gold, the Golden Podcast, the podcast that sees gold.
Incoming.
Joaquin Phoenix and the 80s. Hey, happy Halloween, everybody. I want to apologize for the every year since the inception of the podcast, we have always had a Halloween themed song, and I always go, "Ooh, you spooky,
you spooky bitches."
Yeah, so I'm sorry for that. I forgot. In fact, that I don't celebrate Halloween really. I've only dressed up for the pod, really, right? Yeah. Oh, and that one time I went to a puja with I was dressed up as a Celtic guardian.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. Did you make your own costume?
No, I bought it. No, get out of here, man. I'm not handy like that.
Oh, okay.
You keep looking at it over here. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at myself. I'm just making sure I look
feeling yourself.
making sure I look thin.
You look good, dude.
Yeah,
you look
okay.
good.
I need to
You
look
look
at Brett.
good. Yeah,
our guest.
yeah. Look at Brett. Yeah.
Everybody,
look at
welcome our guest, Brett Savage from Sons of Savage and Arapaho.
Yeah.
Woo! Thank you for coming. Really do appreciate it. Yeah.
Stoked to be
Such a cool last name, man.
Mm-hmm.
We get into a lot of trouble.
Are you really a savage then?
Yeah, Brett Savage.
100%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how the name comes from.
Oh, if you could share though, is like, wait, that's not your real last name?
That is my real.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if it gets you in trouble, like, what do you mean by that? What are you doing that gets you in trouble?
Well, there's a couple of things that happen. There's two things that happen. People, like when you're growing up with that kind of name, people automatically assume that you've got this like dark swagger side of you. And so they will either pigeonhole you into like a bad boy without being a bad boy. And then the worst of it all is like you'll be dating girls and they think that you're this hard-ass dude because you're a musician and you got this name Savage. So you can't win with anything because like you're trying to just be less this dude and connect with this chick and she just wants to kind of have fun and rant and rave.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I'm actually kind of looking to like find a chick.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, you do get that. But it's it's a memorable name. People don't forget it.
Yeah. We actually met a few weeks ago at San Diego Collective, the Big Bear camp out that they do every year.
Yeah.
That was really fun. And you
Super
performed
fun.
too. I had such a good time at that place. Like, what was your favorite memory from that camping trip?
Yeah, I mean, that was a crazy trip because it was supposed to be like all clear weather. And then Friday night was all insane. Full moon, freaking moon shadows everywhere. But the favorite part was it started raining on the Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And like pouring, and then it started hailing. Like it was crazy. And then one of my friends said, "Oh, on the Doppler, I'm looking at the Doppler. It's going to clear up in like an hour." And I'm like, "Bullshit! It's not.
Yeah.
We are done." And the freaking skies went away and cleared up, and then the party started again.
Yeah,
and it was a rager.
So we were all cooped up in tents for like 2 hours while it all rained on all of us. So like 50 to 100 people were there at this camping party, and me and my girlfriend and one of our friends, we just played freaking cards. There was a tent like near us, like they were just freaking ripping lines, just taking shots and shit. And I went over there dressed up with like my cowboy hat and like my green jacket in the rain. I'm like, "Hey, this is Big Bear Police. How y'all doing?" I put a flashlight in there, and this girl looks back at me and she's like, "Dude, that's not cool. That fucked with my heart." And I'm like, "No, I don't fucking care. I'm fucking with you. I don't,
Yeah.
But
it's fun.
Me and my girlfriend still talk about you because you are actually from our favorite memory of Big Bear.
Yeah, what is that?
So we're in a tent. It's like later that night and it's cold. And you drop a like Truly and it spills a little bit on my jeans. And you're super apologetic. And you go, "I have sock hands." I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean?" I'm like, "What?" And you're like, "I have sock hands." And he looks at me square in the eyes with 2 socks on his hands because it's so fucking cold. And we pictured him trying to hold this like ice cold beer like this, and it just kept slipping out of his fucking hand.
The whole time. I felt like I was juggling it. I had like 2 sips and the rest was all over the cuddle puddle. It was crazy.
There's a weird thing with like you go out drinking, like if someone spills beer on me, you have 5 seconds to make it cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you made it cool in 3. And I was like, "Dude, we're good," Because like accidents happen,
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
And then someone had the audacity to throw me an open beer after saying that. And I'm just like, "Dude, what do you think is going to happen?"
Yeah, fucking sock hand.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, that is super funny. Yeah. So we heard you play now. Is your band solo band or do you have any surrounding people? I saw you have like an engineer that helps you like in the recording process.
So the name of we call it Sons of Savage, and it's my 2 sons. One is a guitarist and then one is a DJ.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the one that's the hyper talented, he does all the production. So him and I work together, and we have a studio at home. We work together in Ableton. And we put together these beats, and I'll lay down tracks, whether it be keyboards or guitar and stuff, and we'll just drop vocals of it. So when I played at that event, it was the first time I'd played with any digital stuff. I'm usually up on with the guitar playing these real acoustics side of my music, but then this whole thing, which was like a chill house EDM, I was layering these beats that my son had made and singing over them, which is all new. So, but yeah,
it sounded badass and inventive. I remember like me and we were like chilling in some chairs and we were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I look over and I'm like, oh dude, he's ripping it freaking solo, you know, but that's so cool. You're with your sons while you do it. Cause like, that's one thing I hope to have with my kids is like a shared hobby.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully if it's with sports or it's with music, something like that, or art, like I would love to have like something that I love doing with them, with my son or daughter, you know, I'd love to have shared ground.
For sure. It's like, it's the most memorable thing ever, you know, it's spending, and especially in the creative realm, to see your kids become creative. For me, it was the biggest thing. So yeah, it's good. And we have so much fun, but then we hate each other in the studio because he's a phenomenal engineer, but I spend more studio time with big studios to know the little tricks. Yeah. But you know, 16-year-old doesn't want to listen.
And of course, like you're not going to have your son tell you how to do anything, right? Like you're like, all right, whatever.
Eventually, I just give in. Eventually, I give in, and then I go, just send me the stems, and he'll send me the stems, and I'll change myself.
That's funny. Yeah, I have an uncle that lives in San Francisco, and he's a keyboardist. And I've only been playing bass for about since 2020. And I go up there now, and we plug in and we jam for like an hour, and like it's just really good bonding because it's like you don't have to talk. Yeah, you just play and you just talk together through the instruments, you know, and it's just like really good. Like it's on a different level. Yeah, you know, I've always just enjoyed like being able to like make art together with somebody else. I've always thought a great thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, the science behind, you know, sound and the energy that goes with it is pretty fascinating. You know, like when you think about what things that anger people or things that make people, you know, happy or open them up is crazy. Those different frequencies, like they group together. So when you jamming with someone and you hit those frequencies, whether you're on bass or someone else is on, you know, guitar or whatever it is, you hit these certain waves where they start marrying. And the power of that combination is like a kind of a weird spiritual thing, at least the way that I feel about it, you know.
Most people don't realize that sound and noise and music is vibrations. Yep. They're literally vibrations at different frequencies, like you said. So like there is a science behind like melody and like rhythm that it can like affect your heartbeat and affect your mood and your brain waves. Like I do believe in that science 100%.
Yeah, it's really interesting, especially like the house stuff or EDM when you hit those certain BPMs and it's like going the same BPM as your heart or the average human heart. And then you wonder why there's this cultish march on, like you go to like whether it be Coachella stuff and you watch all the DJs and people in this transcend. It's that beat. It's crazy. It's super powerful.
We went to Boiler Room, which is this huge house music event in LA, me and my girlfriend, and like she's not super into house, but she's a dancer. So she danced in college and she loves music. And she's open. So we were in like this one DJ set, and out of nowhere, like I look over and she is just fucking like, she's totally like freaking just getting it, you know? And I was like, okay. And then like out of nowhere, I'm melting just to the music, you know? And we just didn't have to talk for like an hour. We just danced it out, you know? It's so fun. It felt so good, you know? And I think that's a good way to link up our next thing, because music has, I believe, like a way to carry a message that words don't. Yeah. And your first band, Arapaho, I did some research, and it looks like that you guys had a very large political voice during Apartheid Africa. Yeah. And for those that don't know, just a brief overview, please correct me if I'm incorrect. There's a period between the 1940s and the 1990s where there was racial segregation and between black South Africans and white Dutch origin South Africans, and it basically is what's going on in Israel somewhat. That they had only certain places they could operate in. Their economy wasn't workable, and they were oppressed in different ways throughout that time. You know. That's very like light, you know. But where did you guys come in, and like give us a little history on your original band and like your guys' stance and just how that all came to be?
Yeah, so We were the first, white South African rock band to be signed internationally. So we were signed with through Island Records with A&M, and as a result, we were a bunch of surfers from the beach, and we weren't really good at playing music. Actually, so we couldn't cover up music, so we just made our own shit up. And then people started liking our stuff, and then before we knew it, we were playing a battle of the bands, and this guy from Polygram Records saw us playing. He said, "What songs are those?" And we're like, "They were our originals," and he's like, they signed us. So long story short, it gave us a platform to kind of really think about what we wanted to say, because at that time, it was like post-apartheid. I think was starting to unfold. The reality of that sustained segregation was just not going to, it was either going to be a bloodbath or they're going to figure it out. And fortunately, the Dutch government then were kind of like folding, and they decided to start, negotiating with Nelson Mandela while he was still in prison. And there's a bunch of movies about that, which is pretty interesting. But in South Africa, the reason why it was segregated in the beginning was because the British are in Cape Town. It's like the Horn of Africa, where all the ships would stop off on their way through to India through the Indies route. And so they were there, and then they came in. Initially, the Dutch were there, and then they came in and they basically forced the Dutch out, and the Dutch went over the mountains called the Great Trek. They're called fur trekkers, and they ended up in Johannesburg, and Johannesburg was gold and diamonds. And so, the Dutch, they now have found gold and diamonds, and the English at that time were like the modern day Romans.
Elon Musk's family, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Sorry.
But, no, exactly. So anyway, what happened is the Dutch used the natives around them to use as labor for the mines. So they put them in camps and paid them and fed them and all that kind of stuff. But it's basically like labor camps, right? Mm-hmm. And strategic in the sense that it was fueling what they were making a bunch of money with. And so there's a big fight between the British and the Dutch, and the Dutch actually won. And that's when they took over the government and had government control of what they wanted to do with these things. That's what apartheid means, separation in Dutch. And so they had these camps, but the big problem that they didn't realize is that, in South Africa, the constitution, I believe, is written in something like 20 languages or something, because Nelson Mandela was all about the Rainbow Nation, bringing everyone together, which was incredible. And I probably wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for that. It would have been a bloodbath. But anyways... So when that all started dissipating, our band was able to kind of be a bookmark for anyone that was during that era, because we wrote songs like Arapaho, which is about similar with the Indians with America, and the words and stuff we used was about taking it, but we weren't using South African terms. We were using an example of like Western terms of what happened, and people liked the song that way. So there was this applied kind of notion that, we were going to bring voice to young up and coming white South Africans to say this isn't cool.
Yeah.
And in your heart it's not, but now it's okay to say it's not as a white South African. So, it was cool. Got to meet incredible people, like King of England,
no shit.
Yeah, we toured with Bon Jovi. We did the whole Africa tour with them. We did Def Leppard, Tracy Chapman, Chris Isaac, and a bunch of festivals. Like red festivals, like raising money and awareness for AIDS. So that's how we the Prince of England is now the king.
Yeah.
He pretty much he beelined it to the band after an event and ended up having a glass with the band. And so the headlines in the paper the next day was a rap with a prince, because we were a rapper.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was doing some research and I looked at your website and everything. I was like, oh, holy shit. You know what I mean? I was like, this dude's fucking famous. Yeah. And
in South Africa, I'm super famous.
Yeah. And I thought that was awesome, because I met you and you're just very kind, very humble. And I was like, oh shit, this dude rips waves, rips the bass, freaking is an evolving musician, because to come from a rock and roll place, in the 90s, where I think an easy comparable band, and tell me if it's wrong, would be, you guys sounded a lot like the Smiths to me.
Yeah.
A lot like your singer sounded a lot like Morrissey.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And I thought that would I be wrong to say that you guys pulled some influence from their sound, or?
Yeah, the Smiths, Duran Duran, and believe it or not, the Cult at the time was the edgy rock stuff we got. I was the youngest in the band by 11 years, so I was actually listening to Nirvana and Pearl Jam at the time. They were like Duran Duraning it still, because they were still, heavy late 80s and 90s, and I was more like in the mid 90s. You know?
That is crazy to juxtapose that next to what you're doing with your sons now.
That's crazy.
You know, it's literally the different counterbalance. You know, you're the traditionalist, and they are now the evolutionary music.
I know. It's
very cool.
That's really cool. That's what's great about music, dude. Like if you can really touch the spirit of music, you listen to like country western music, you listen to, you know, whatever, house, rap, rock, you go through your phases, you know. It's like the only music I never really got into is like the hardcore death metal stuff and the hardcore punk stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like what bands? Like what would you say?
Like Exploited, or the only like real punk band.
Death or Morbid Angel, if we're talking like super hard rock.
Yeah, exactly like that. You know?
Yeah.
Like but then again, I do like bands.
Cannibal Corpse.
That kind of stuff. Yeah, to me it's just like, you know, I have mad respect for those people because they've definitely in like a niche that is very, very their fans are like diehards.
Yeah.
And they do a great job. For me personally, it's just like that's the only flavor I don't really drink a lot of, you know.
Yeah, I view those guys as more like, when I listen to like Metallica, now that I'm older and do a little bit of music, I view them more as mathematicians than anything. I'm like, this is just incredible math.
Yeah.
And being able to like create all of that in that small amount of space and still have a direction like, blows me away every time. I want to bring...
It's great to hear you, and interrupt real quick. It's great to hear you talk about like the appreciation of math with the tinfoil hat.
Oh God. I look like fucking Ted Kaczynski probably. I'll be in my cabin in Montana soon enough. Watch. So I want to bring Drew in on this, but I think it's very cool that you were able to match up your passion with your purpose.
Yeah.
And you know, it felt like when your art feels bigger than like it's bigger than what you imagine. And Drew, I think this would be good to because like in 2020, your guys' podcast or the podcast was very influential on me and very important to me because you guys were reporting on hard to do stuff during a very difficult time.
What was that?
COVID, the BLM marches. And I know you guys are a comedy podcast, but you guys didn't shy away from the tough subject matter. Like, did you ever feel like the podcast was bigger, like had more purpose in your life? Like it became more important, or is...
Nah?
Not
for me.
Really? Really? Have you ever felt that way with like skating and like...
I will say, I hate when people say I will say. People have been saying it too much lately. So what I will comment on is that Marquise, he made it more... He educated me on the BLM stuff. Like I was so confused on what the real issue was because I was saying... I don't understand why you're saying just Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. He's like, but you don't understand like what my people go through every day. And something that was very telling, as I'm Hispanic, but I look white.
Yeah.
I haven't dealt with race issues.
Mm-hmm.
What Marquise's mom told him at a young age is that no matter what job you do, because of the color of your skin, you have to work so much harder than everybody else. And that gives me context on what my mom told me, and that was just work hard every day, and you know, don't color outside the lines means like don't bump into the walls, don't hang around, don't do drugs, don't have sex too early, you don't want to be a father. So that stuff was very contrast different because I never had those conversations, and I never dealt with racism. Yeah, and so you know, I never, and I feel sorry for folks that do because there's nothing that they could do about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you can't change the way you look. And I was insecure about the things. I mean, I was concerned about more stuff like annoyed and sensitive towards like my hairy skin. My hairy arms.
Mm-hmm. You got
I do have hairy skin. I dealt with a lot of acne growing up.
Yeah.
So the stuff that I was like, stuff that's like first world problems to me aren't really fucking problems. Now that I'm older, you know, now that I'm looking at it, it's just like, it's mundane stuff. But, you know, I can get out of that. You know, now I'm more mature, so it's more acceptable that I have hairy arms.
Yeah.
My acne is dissipated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Things change.
But Marquise is still black.
Yeah.
And he's still dealing with racism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if I answered your question. It was always just to have fun and talk nonsense on the podcast. It wasn't to we're trying to make a strong stance and stuff. We only kept doing the podcast because we wanted to keep it. We have learned in the first time this is the second time we did the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
When we lived together, that was the first like infancy. Like we didn't really know what we're doing. I just
having fun.
I wanted to have fun making podcasts with my best friend.
Of course.
And so we didn't want to, when we stopped, I made content for many times now. The only thing that will hurt you is if you stop doing what you're doing. You don't have traction. You don't have momentum.
Yeah.
And once you stop doing it and you try and come back to it, it's never the same. You have like, it's like ring rust on the mic.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing. So
I feel like we're finally back. Like we're back, like in rhythm, like our videos are doing well.
Yeah. And so we did it again. Actually, yeah, I forgot. This is
Yeah.
the third time stopping and continuing. So we can't, we just kept doing it and we talked about it because that's what we talk about, current events, and we like to talk nonsense about it.
Yeah. And like, just to bring it back for me, like I present the news and like being able to have a microphone, you know, on like, I feel so blessed to be on this podcast, not just because like we're a podcast, like we have our own podcast, like we have our own successful podcast. This is a good podcast with a lot of followers. And for me to be able to just come in and just be a part of it, like I've been so appreciative of just having a place where I can speak my mind and have no muzzle, you know?
Yeah.
And I think what you were bringing up with Marquise is I think a lot of people don't realize that there's a difference between racism and colorism.
Yeah.
And the colorism is like the outside thing. Like you just look like something. So you look different than me and I'm going to treat you a different way. Like I had a really bad week in the comments. We had a few videos go viral, but of course when something goes viral, you catch hate. And I had to like really make sure my mental health was like in a strong place to be able to be called Neil Patel, curry eating motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking Indian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's just like, you brown bitch. You know, I got called every gay slur possible, you know, and you just got to let it roll off your back.
Is that new for you?
No, sadly not. I got thick skin against it, but it still gets to me sometimes. The thing that got to me is they went to my personal page and started commenting on my girl. And that shit pisses me off. Because like if someone did that in person, I'm fucking throwing you in the street. You know?
Totally.
Yeah, and being disrespectful to women always fucking rubs me wrong. You know, I just don't think there's a place for it.
There's fucking weak humans in the world, honestly. Like everything that's going on, like think about it for a second. We went through fucking a global crisis with COVID. And then right after you get the fucking Russians fucking people up.
Yeah.
Now you get the shit in Israel. Like, guys, were you not there during COVID?
Yeah.
Did you not see like a bunch of dead people? Like, did that not make you
Most
rethink?
people don't even believe COVID was real.
Well, you got that too. So it's like, but at the end of the day, it's like, it was traumatic for a lot of people, every country through it, right? So like, you'd think that people would just be nicer to each other, and it's just not. That's why they need to legalize every fucking psychedelic drug in the world. Like they should be dropping mushrooms over freaking Israel right now.
Why not?
You know what I mean?
At this point, send them something to create peace.
Totally. Something's not working, so let's try the other stuff.
You were discussing movies that were very important and influential on apartheid South Africa, and I had a realization earlier this week. A movie I love that's based in Johannesburg is District 9.
Oh yeah,
and it's a badass alien movie.
It's a cult alien movie. It's a great movie.
And I was thinking, I've seen that movie 100 times in my life.
Yeah.
And it fucking hit me this morning. I was like, holy shit, that's about apartheid.
Yeah.
I was like, that's about
the whole thing. Yeah.
I was like, that's about fucking apartheid. 100% about like how they had to rebel and create their own economy and like just to survive because they were just fucking not able to live a reasonable life under this like iron fucking fist, you know?
Totally.
Yeah. So I thought that was very cool. That because like I felt that gave good. I don't know. I only know a few South African people from like college playing rugby and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were all super fucking cool.
Yeah.
And but it gave me really good appreciation to the art from that part of the world and the culture from that part of the world, you know, and at least open the door for me to be like, oh, that like is not, that's how, when you find out art is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like when it touches you and then you realize that it's even deeper, it has even deeper roots than what you thought at first.
Totally. You know, the interesting thing is that when you look at South Africa and apartheid and the model of apartheid, right? You're using controlling humans where they live and eat and stuff, give them enough to believe that they're in a good spot, and then, you know, work them to the bone. In South Africa, the big problem with apartheid, where it fell to pieces, is that they started mixing tribes together. So I was saying earlier, like the Constitution's written in like 20 languages. Well, in South Africa, there's like these crazy big tribes, and they've been killing each other before any other, nation or man was there, discovered Africa, right? So like, there's just, whether it be this tribal thing or like a religious thing or these kind of other things, to me, it's almost like the world is South Africa, and they've forced these countries to try and figure their shit out, being, what's going on in Israel. And yeah, it is. It is like, it's got a lot of the same flavors there, So, but the big thing that I learned is that, it's defined by the human heart. And in South Africa, Nelson Mandela was he really was like, we call him Madiba, like the father of Africa. Because he came in and he could have just gone, okay, right, boys, we're in the biggest tribe. We're going to just slaughter everyone and just take over like the rest of, like, Africa's gone through some tragic stories like that, right? Rwanda and all that kind of stuff. So, but he didn't. He did the hard yards, came together, forced people to have those conversations. And then there was a change of heart. And then with the change of heart, things change, But that's the tough thing about you.
For me, I feel that this is why history is important, because most people don't realize Nelson Mandela was on the terrorist watch list for the U.S. till 2008.
Yep.
And I asked ChatGPT, what was America's role in apartheid? And of course, the answer was, it's complicated.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that means it was complicit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, no, they had sanctions and yada yada. It's like, no, they could have done more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, we're the most powerful nation in the world. We can tell people to do what the fuck we want to do, but we choose not to if we have corporate interest.
And back then, the entire world, based off the US dollar, was on a gold index. They had to store as much gold as to warrant and to justify the exchange rate in the economy. So like, South Africa was the biggest producer of gold, so of course they had their fingers in it. Dude.
Of course.
No one will ever know the truth, but yeah.
Of course. I appreciate you bringing that up, and I did appreciate watching your band and reading the history of the band, because I read a lot of history books, and people are talking about like racism in the U.S., killing of Indians, enslavement of people, and they're like, well, that was just common knowledge. And you look back in the history books, there were plenty of fucking people speaking out about it. Plenty. Yeah. And people knew in their hearts it was wrong, but they chose to be quiet. So anybody that speaks up about it, I speak up because I can and I have the right to. I definitely love anyone that says it with their chest.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, listeners, we're going to our more regular stuff now.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna.
No, but that was beautiful.
Oh yeah,
thanks,
it's
guys.
fucking super fucking important.
I know nothing about history.
Yeah.
And with the tone of your voice, I'm like fully dialed in. I'm like, what's this guy telling me?
Yeah.
Man? I wish you were my history teacher. That was some cool stuff.
I'm gonna call you and tell you to put me to sleep now.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
I'll be your captain to the other side.
Yeah, that's some leathery sexiness right there.
No, that was great, guys.
So last night there was do you ever see these YouTube pranksters?
Yeah.
So there's a prankster.
Oh, you love it?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Gideon.
Oh, you like Gideon?
Gideon cracks me up. And then what's his name? The other dude, the first one who started, white dude.
Is it Jack Doherty?
No. God, what am I thinking of? Danny Duncan.
Okay.
Danny Duncan stuff back in the day.
He's involved in skateboarding, so I actually met him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Cool.
He actually I met him one time in it was called Stoner Skate Park in Los Angeles, and it was just brief interaction. He was there just to he actually does like I think he's like a chiropractor. He does like massage therapy or something.
Okay.
But he had a stretcher, like where you lay down on.
Yeah.
I met him briefly. This was before he started doing that stuff.
Oh, the classic, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I met him briefly.
Printing Google money.
Yeah, I have a distaste for these pranksters because I don't know how I would react in the situation.
Yeah.
I just want to protect myself and don't want to get myself on camera acting like an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
But there's this guy, his name's Jack Doherty, I believe. And he famously pranks people and gets really close to them while he has a huge black bodyguard behind him. And it's definitely funny, but I'd be fucking hot. I'd be fucking hot if someone did that to me. So there's this huge influencer party last night in LA at this mansion, and he's walking around trying to live stream, and basically he goes up to this girl and is like, will you live stream with me right now? And she's like, kind of like, and that starts a beef. And that's this clip right here.
trying to do a stream with me. Kick stream. Why not? Why not? Ego. Hell ego. Hell ego. Fuck that bitch.
So it basically he's like, hey, let's do a kick stream one of these days. Let's do basically what we're doing, you know? But he's trying to ask her on camera where she's probably trying to have fun at a party.
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't know what happened in between that, but this was the outcome. Was the second video I guess it escalated in the street.
Don't touch me. I'm just saying, walk. Chill. No. Who are you talking to, dog? I'm just saying, y'all say just walk. Then walk.
Oh, dude.
No, stop.
What is wrong with you? Are you fucking crazy?
Hey, what's up? Hey, one by one, what's up, nigga?
Fucking security guard are you?
Fuck you, bitch. Walk.
Dude, what's wrong
Fuck
with
you,
you?
bitch. Get the fuck out my face, nigga.
You're
Flat your shit, nigga.
Did you see that little dude, the guy, the prankster, run behind him?
Yeah,
like a little freaking wiener.
Yeah.
But
did you started all this, dude?
so
I need context.
So basically, I think what ended up happening is he asked her while he's live.
Who is that, by the way? Who is that girl?
I guess she's another kick streamer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and basically, like, it's an influencer party in LA.
Yeah.
It's a party full of all just influencers. Oh God,
dude.
he folds them.
That's like in the throat almost.
So do you want to
Yeah.
know the funniest part?
Oh yeah, for sure. He hit him in the throat. Yeah,
Dude, that's
he knocked his glasses off.
Dude, that's like so dangerous. You could kill someone doing that.
So you absolutely
Yeah.
can kill somebody doing that. So do you guys want to know the really funny part?
Yeah.
That's her lawyer.
Who's the lawyer?
Oh, the guy,
dude that got punched.
the guy's getting punched.
No way.
That's her fucking lawyer.
Oh,
Okay.
dude.
So he's cooked. That dude is
Dude.
done.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing too. It's like I always think about this too. I'm like, whenever I see a bouncer at a bar, I always give him a fucking ugly look.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're not the fucking police, dude.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like I know you guys beat the shit out of people in the street.
Yeah.
I know you guys take it too fucking far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, don't fucking look at me like that. You know what I mean? Like I don't respect them.
Wait, how are bouncers looking at you to make you feel that way?
Well, here's a good one. Here's a good one.
Since past trauma right here.
Yeah, no, here's a good one.
What happened? Yeah.
You're me. I'm the bouncer. Hand me your. Excuse me. Give me your ID, ID, please.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've caught that plenty of fucking times, and I'm like, the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are you fucking measuring me up? I get it. Your job's to fight.
Yeah.
But like, don't fucking be a dickhead about it.
What?
You know what I mean? I've caught it. Or like,
I must not go anywhere, man, because
When
I don't get anything.
when I used to drink, I used to regularly get kicked out of places for being too drunk. And like, yeah, I probably was pretty drunk, but like, I'm not the drunkest frat boy there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not the drunkest dude there. They would kick me out because I looked funny, you know, kind of. So
Yeah, you get picked. We're going to kick out 10 people. He's the first to go.
exactly. He's having a little too much fun. We're going to get him out, you know?
And maybe then us kicking him out will teach the others a lesson. They'll fall in line. Maybe we're gonna use
Oh, that never works.
Never works.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago. Like, I understand you want to like, and I see it most in road rage. You're not going to teach someone like how to drive. You're not going to
Totally.
teach someone how to use their signal. I've looked at it this way: is that you've lived this way for as long as you've lived. We're creatures of habit. I'm not going to change. I'm not your dad. You're not going to change. The only way that what is that meme that says, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. That's the only way you're going to.
So true.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you're
That
going to
is so
learn.
I love the graph. It's like the more you fuck around, the more you find out.
Yeah, totally.
No,
Yeah.
it's like-
It's so true.
Directly
It's-
proportional, people.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, who do you think was in the wrong there? Like, do you think that like the dude has a right to protect himself, like with a bodyguard, or is that just like fucking scumbag behavior?
I don't know. It's hard to make a critical judgment and say something like that with just seeing one clip. I don't see anything. Well, the kid, he shouldn't be so brazen and just. But I think it's also a facade. He's over here saying "FUB" because you won't be a part of my stream. He's just trying to get some reaction. Okay,
Yeah.
you shot your shot. She turned you down, so now you feel like that you have to go. Totally brazen one end. Now, what happened between that and this bodyguard? The bodyguard shouldn't be putting his hands on anybody if no one's threatening you. You know what I mean? It's like, this is real elementary stuff we're talking here, man. Why are we? You could have killed the guy.
childish. It's very childish.
But this is he fucked around. Now he's about to find out.
Exactly.
He's about to find out. He might. Yeah.
But
I'd be
that whole,
interested-
that whole scene, their whole currency is drama, right? Because they're
Yes.
streamers. They
Yeah,
are
yeah.
loving this shit right there.
Yeah.
They'll make more money off the streams than any lawsuit of suing that black guy, most likely from all the hits they're going to get.
Exactly.
So it's like, yeah, that little bitches, he's going to cause drama. And then, oh, look, it snowballed into something really cool. And then, bam, big drama. And then, oh, fuck, you're on the news. You know?
And now we're talking about it on the Random Gold Pod.
Exactly.
Yeah, these.
Ding, 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 ding.
You know what I mean? These guys know what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the bodyguard will, I don't know. We'll see what
I
happens
think so I think the thing is, like, is he a bodyguard or is he just a dude that replied to a Craigslist ad?
I don't know.
you know what I mean?
I don't know. That's how Big Black got started. It started in a DC skateboard video. Big Black was originally a security guard in a skateboard video.
Yeah.
So that security skateboarders grew up, they had security guards going against them, says, get out of here.
Yeah.
So Rob Dyrdek says, I'm going to have a security guard for security guards. And so that's the whole angle that they hit it up with.
Totally.
So, and then
they added,
it's not outlandish. You know, that's probably how he tried to get his start. You know what I mean? So it's okay if you're a Craigslist guy or if you're just a paid actor.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Big Black, for sure. Frickin' that dude had a lot of influence on people our age. You know, that show was big for me. I remember he was.
I didn't really watch it much.
You didn't watch it?
Nah.
Oh, I love Robin Big, bro.
Nah,
you're in the culture though, so it's different.
I didn't watch Life of Brian either. It's. I want to see him do kickflips and nose grinds, man. I don't want to see, my girlfriend. And I mean, Marquise will yell at me too. It's not for me, man. It wasn't for me. What I did watch was Viva La Bam. That was cool.
I like Viva La Bam.
I like Viva La Bam. Jackass was okay.
I like Wild Boys too. You ever watch Jackass, Wild Boys, Viva La Bam?
Yeah, totally. And Wild Boys, I'm not so sure, but Jackass, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have a cheat code on my site. If I put a Jackass video up, it goes crazy. People love Jackass. Old school Jackass stuff, people fucking eat it up.
Dude, that was in the beginning, man.
Yeah. We had a Jackass video that has like over 200K views, and it's just been going for like 2 months. Just every day, like 10 different people like it. Just keeps fucking going.
Dude, and start snowballing too.
It does. Exactly. It's crazy how it works. I'm sure like you have a bigger following on one of your pages. So you have 30K. So you put something out and your phone just.
Oh, yeah, totally. It just tings. Ding, ding,
Yep.
ding, ding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I saw you do some marketing too. Is that correct?
So my real, you do what you love and then you got to fund what you love, right? And so my entire career has been in the surf industry. And, right now I oversee all of Kelly Slater's boards. We build, we're the largest board builder in the world. And so we work with Kelly and all this cool shit. But
dude, you fucking rip. I saw you surf. I saw you surfing on a video. I was like, that fucking him? I was like, he's fucking like ripping a tube here,
totally.
like a 6'10" tube, and you're like on it. Yeah.
Taking 16 seconds in the barrel, dude. It's like crazy at the ranch with Kelly's wave he's created.
You ever meet Kelly?
Yeah, I work with him.
You work with him closely.
I'm as like he owns our company, Firewire Surfboards, and then under that we own his brands, Slater Designs, and so all the boards he rides, they all get designed through a bunch of designers, shapers, and then I oversee all the products. I'm VP of product of it at that organization. But before then, I was still got it. Like there's a little company that we have, which is a consulting company, and it's basically a brand development company. So marketing, all like anything you need to build a brand and successfully build it and then protect it through like IP and trademarks and patents and all.
What about skateboarding? Is that sidewalk surfing? You ever hit up a skateboard?
Yeah, a skateboard. I got a little bunch of longboards. My son's an insane skateboarder. He's in university right now in Idaho, and they're just hitting that park like no one's business.
Okay.
I have a couple.
You guys are from North County, right? So that's in your blood.
Totally.
You got to skate if you're from North County.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like Carlsbad High School's known for it. Like the whole Bones Brigade crew, Tony Hawk.
So
he
cool.
knows his history. He knows his history.
Yeah, Tony Hawk's always, and then also you've got. I live across the street from Lola's, this little Mexican cafe / market that's been there since late 20s, I guess. So we see the skate guys always going in there because they got all their boards up there. It's like this little cool little what do we call it, like a museum of sorts of local skaters. But yeah, it's you see who else? Sean White pulls in there all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that whole crew,
Very cool.
I gotcha. You ever meet Tony?
Tony Hawk, yeah. I used to, the first job I had in this country was with Rusty Clothing. and we sponsored Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Very
And,
cool.
Yeah.
I used to rock a lot of Rusty growing up for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
The greatest failure in sports marketing ever, because they decided that Tony Hawk wasn't relevant anymore in skateboarding, and so they let him go as an athlete. And then he went and he launched his the Sony PlayStation.
Oh my god! What a mistake!
Huge mistake.
Oh my
And he
gosh!
blew the fuck
How can you
up.
do this?
Yeah, how can you do this?
Done.
Yeah. You know, Kelly also had his own skateboard. I mean, he has his own game.
Yeah, no, Kelly has his own game. Yeah, I didn't-
pro surfer.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
I've never played it.
Did you play it?
Yeah, it's still boring.
No, it's not
gotcha.
that great.
Not that great. And the skate game's so insane compared to like that game, the surfing game.
Even Matt Hoffman had Pro BMX.
I remember
And
the Pro BMX game, yeah.
They made a Pro BMX too.
R.I.P. Matt Hoffman, right?
Oh, he died?
Did he die?
Did he die?
Who?
Matt Hoffman. Look that up.
I gotta look that up. I think he did.
I don't. Oh,
I think
feel
it's
like-
I think it's a sad one too. Off.
is it? Do you remember Matt Hoffman? He's a BMX rider.
No.
He was like
All
the-
time greatest.
No, he's still alive. He's still alive. Thank God.
Okay,
It's a different.
Don't do that shit.
Sorry,
man. What
sorry.
Are you doing? What the
My
fuck?
bad. My bad.
Oh
That's
my
on
god!
me. That's on me.
I was about to cease production, man.
It's a different guy. Have you guys seen that list of acceptable first
Was it
dates?
Dave Mirra? I think you're thinking.
It was
of.
Dave Mirra. Dave Mirra died.
Dave Mirra
Yeah.
passed.
Did you guys see that list of acceptable first dates or unacceptable? Have you seen that list of unacceptable first dates that's gone viral this week?
No.
So you guys tell me, I'm going to name off a place and you tell me if that's an acceptable first date or not. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, this is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Cheesecake Factory.
Depends how old you are.
Yeah.
16
Okay.
and mom's dropping you off.
Okay.
That's a green light.
Applebee's.
Ooh, I don't, there's a no-go for that one.
No go. Chili's.
Same as Applebee's for me.
Yeah.
Chipotle.
First date? Yeah, that wouldn't.
Olive Garden.
Nope, same thing.
The movies.
Movies I do.
Yeah, so the one thing I'll say why women probably said the movies is unacceptable is because there's no talking,
That's
and
true,
women
yeah.
do love dialogue.
That's
I'm putting that as nicely as I can.
I've seen. Nah.
Very true.
That's interesting. Mm.
All right, your house.
You can't do that. On a
You
Yeah,
can't
that's-
do your house on a
can't do
first.
that.
That's creepy.
Way too presumptuous.
Yeah. Any fast food chain.
Yeah, no.
Okay, you can't do fast food on
No,
a first
pretty
date.
much. Yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
You know, I would be down.
If there was a game playing, that
Yeah.
would be like,
And that's
Yeah.
probably why they don't want to go.
that's true. we're getting scorched by the listeners and viewers.
Yeah. Wingstop.
Dude, all of those are just tragic first.
Yeah. I'm going to run through a couple just in a row.
Mm-hmm.
A buffet, IHOP, or Denny's.
Which one?
Are any of those acceptable?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's two.
But wait. But if you take them to the Pancake House, I feel like that they're up and they're cheering. No, you disagree?
I don't. So I think that they just.
So where do you go for breakfast if you're going to take a girl on a first date?
I think you don't go to breakfast on a first date. I think you got to do. All right. So
they
here's
work
what.
nights. They work nights.
Yeah, so-
all I could do is breakfast.
So that's actually a good point because I think coffee dates are a good first date.
Yeah.
And I think Starbucks is a good spot, and Starbucks is number 17 on the list, and coffee dates is number 18.
You know,
That's
that
unacceptable
makes
first
sense.
dates.
That makes sense because all the first date is like because most people are just meeting on Tinder and
Yeah.
and Bumble and stuff. You're just trying to get a vibe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just see if the person you talk to on the phone, if you still see if the sexual chemistry is really there.
Yeah.
I won't go over an hour on a first date. I made that a rule where I'm only meeting you for 30 minutes or 45 minutes.
Even if it's great?
Even if it's great. Leave them wanting more.
No,
Absolutely.
I'll take everything out of that juice. I'll squeeze.
Yeah,
it.
you squeeze all of it
I'll
out?
squeeze just to make sure.
You want the beach walk and then the kiss goodbye?
You know, it's a two-way street, man. I
Yeah.
also want to know if I'm wasting my time.
I 100%.
Yeah.
100% agree.
So I can, you know, and if the conversation is engaging, then I'll stick it around. I won't go more than two and a half or three.
First date is like a litmus test just to make sure that, you know,
They're not a
you're
psychopath.
getting catfished and they got, you know.
Yeah, they look like themselves.
They got to look like the pictures you've been
Yeah.
talking
You
to,
gotta-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the last one because I think this is like definitely a good third date, and I would be open to it for a first date is the gym or something active.
For the first date?
For a first date,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, these are all on the list. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
no,
where'd
gym
you
is
get
not
this list? What list is this?
So I guess it
Is
some
this ChatGPT list?
no, it's like puberty. All the meme accounts basically, like Fat Jewish,
got it.
Beige Carnigan, Rap TV. They all put out this list of like viral list. It's probably an industry plant of like unacceptable places to go on a first date, and I think it all has to do with like the fact that there was a video where a girl got taken on a first date at Cheesecake Factory, and she said, "I'm not eating here," and the dude said, "Well, I'm going to take you home then."
Right.
We played the video a few weeks ago,
Right.
but yeah, that's where that list came from.
Okay.
I thought that would be a fun. I'm
No,
actually glad we agree with the list for the most part.
That was fun. The gym, I don't. No.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a gym. Like I said, like the first date is you just need an acceptable, like, get in, get out. That's why people like the coffee thing so much.
Yeah.
It's lack of commitment. You don't have to worry about it being too expensive if you're going to go Dutch or not. You know, I think it's reasonably priced where a man can buy a girl coffee and then you don't feel any type of way. Because I don't feel that way. I don't feel like I'm okay with always paying.
It takes the pressure off,
Mm-hmm.
and then it sets the second date up for
Yeah.
a little bit, in depth.
Something more
Yeah,
intimate.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, because I guess some girls have been watching too much internet. They think that a first date you should be spending $200 to $400.
No.
That's fairly common, actually.
Yeah.
But there's like LA influencer girls.
with all
you know?
with all generations, or is this just the millennials?
I think it's probably millennials to Gen Z believe that probably.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of like a bunch of women saying how much is the minimum for a guy to make, and some of the numbers these girls were throwing out was crazy. Like, he's got to make $500K. Like, what the fuck are you doing then? You fucking eating papas all day at the crib? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
They thought I have a PlayStation game.
Of course, you like to fucking date someone that makes $500K.
Totally.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad you guys like that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was fun.
So
That was interesting. I'd be curious to see, like, interview the amount of women that have been taken to McDonald's or Taco Bell on the first day. I'd love to talk to them and see.
I would love to hear how it went. Like, because imagine if you went to like you show up for the date at McDonald's or Taco Bell, and it's just a fire date. You just hit it off. You enjoy each other, and just like enjoy the time. You
But
know?
I also want to know, like, what their health status is.
I want to see the receipt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Health status
Yeah.
would be a big one.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, if you're okay with eating like chemicals all the time.
Yeah,
you know what I
totally.
mean?
It's like, yeah, it's not a good sign.
I always
Yeah.
feel like garbage after I eat either of those places.
You're supposed
Yeah,
to feel like
totally.
garbage after
Yeah,
you eat that.
yeah.
That means your body hasn't acclimated to to how to
good sign.
process
Yeah.
soybeans and shit.
My body's like,
Formaldehyde.
is that styrofoam? You know, is that
Exactly.
styrofoam in me?
At what point do I micro break up this plastics?
Is $2,500 worth saving your life? Like, if you could spend $2,500 to save your life, would you?
Oh, yeah.
So Kim Kardashian
Oh yeah, that's right.
did this body scan, a full body scan, and it analyzes all your organs, analyzes your skin, your blood, all your levels to just basically check your cancer levels, diabetes, your brain, and just basically give you like an idea of, if you stay healthy, what type of lifestyle you can live into old age.
Yeah.
And it basically started the conversation. There's an article in Esquire about it, about basically, is it worth it? Or is that a classist thing to say? Because like, I'm blessed enough to say, like, I could save up $2,500 within a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just cutting stuff out. I could save that much money in a year. And like, that's something I was thinking, like, damn, that is worth doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what do you guys think? Do you think it's worth like spending that amount of money? Would you do that, Brett?
I think it's worth spending the amount of money. Now, being brave enough to do it, because I think in the back of your head, if there is something wrong, do I really want to know right now? I don't know. I'm weird like that. I don't like hospitals. And as a result, it's like, it's not good.
You're a man. You don't want to hear it. Just let me live.
Like, dude,
Yeah,
whatever. Just like,
I got to be pecked at for a while to finally
me
make
too.
that. So,
but on paper, yes.
So I took this quote from the paper, and it outlines exactly what you said. Let's say you find out that you could eventually come to have fatty liver disease, and you should keep an eye out on what your alcohol intake should be. What are you going to do about it now? I know what I'd do. Feel guilty every time I drink a beer from now until the time I'm dead at 77.8, which is my life expectancy with said liver disease. Is it worth it for me? Yeah. You know, and it's like, I always try to watch out for my health, but like I'll still have a donut here and there, and I'll still indulge a little bit. You know what I mean? And I don't want to live my life with handcuffs for sure. You know, but I also like have taken some extreme measures. I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke pot anymore, and like that's for my health. But like I still pick and choose. Like I'm not Mr. Health guy. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah. What do you think, Drew? Would you do it?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Let's find out what's going on with me. Let's find out all my. I mean, I get annual checkups. I have to take a physical every 2 years per my job, and then I have to. Because I take hair loss medication, I have to make sure that my PSA levels don't go up. So the it's called finasteride. Finasteride will actually lower your PSA count naturally. That's what it's doing. And so I have to get a finger test in my butt to make sure I don't have prostate.
Good.
To make sure my prostate doesn't.
Good. I have an uncle.
I have to do that every year. In addition, and I misunderstood. I thought he said that my chances of having prostate cancer are higher because I take it. That's not the case. It masks the PSA level. So if I do have prostate cancer, then because my father had it, he actually had his prostate removed.
Yeah,
cut it out.
I'm very about if I'm gonna get cancer or get sick, I want to know early. I absolutely would.
Well, you have to know early.
Yeah, or else you're toast.
That's the only way you can do anything about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Getting caught, and that's like how a lot of guys dies. They don't go to the hospital, like myself, and you know when something happens, and then just something.
How often you go?
I do an annual. I finally started
every year.
I do one annual. I haven't done a prostate check. I'm 35 now. I need to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I think they say you should start doing it around 40 or 50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My issue is I eat processed meat, and I know that is.
Oh, do you?
I eat like salami, bacon.
Oh, salami's processed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Yeah, you eat a lot of salami. That's the face of a man that eats a ton of salami.
No, I really don't. But I had a lot this week.
Just this week, okay.
So it's just a timing thing. Oh,
yeah.
Can I ask you?
Of salami.
Can I ask you the last time when you went to a doctor?
Me, I was at the doctor this week because I put my back out, and so.
Oh shit!
How'd you do that?
Surfing. Yeah, I stopped doing my like routine of stretching and stuff in the mornings, and then there was a little like a couple of weeks of good surf, and so. But I started these new boards that we just about to launch, and they're insane. I felt like I was 18 again, getting in the water at 6:30 and surfing for a couple of hours. So my hip had started slowly seizing up, and then like all the stories bent over to like it helped my dog. She's got something wrong with the ear, like ear infection. Back went out. And it's just like, and I've never had sciatic nerve pain ever. And this time was like someone stabbing me in the leg with a knife. It was the most crazy pain. So anyways, that's been like 2 weeks. So back and forth to the doctor, you know, with HMO, you got to go do your x-rays first and then get a rehab and all this other bullshit before you can get an MRI.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
For people that don't know, I love doing like just little dad explanations. HMO is where they tell you have to go. PPO is where you get to pick where you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
correct.
Cool. So
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you have options like that, because I have 3 options offered through my employer, and there's some that have both HMO and PPO options.
Yeah.
I'm still real young, so I don't worry about that. So I just go with the cheaper HMO.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to start fishing around and see where if I'm gonna get surgery, I don't want to just be stuck with like one in network place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to have the
options.
I want options, man. I want the best guy. In fact, here in San Diego, Southern California, we have a lot of good surgeons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
a lot of good hospitals.
It makes sense why they live here, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you're making that much money, why not?
Stupid.
You know?
They're like, hey, let's get where the sun always.
Yeah. I don't want to freeze.
Drew, do you want to do that this right now, or do you want to do this afterwards?
We'll do it after.
Cool.
That's fine.
Perfect.
You got anything else? Or?
I'm good, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to plug on your way out?
No, just
Sons of Savage on
Sons
Instagram.
of Savage. Go to Sons of Savage on Instagram. Follow me, and it's also Sons_of_Savage for the music. But yeah, follow me. Public account. Love making new friends and exploring the journey of music.
Yeah. Are you planning on performing live anytime soon? Because
we're actually going to do this desert thing, which is like a.
Oh, you're going to play that?
Yeah.
We'll be there. Yeah. We'll be there. Yeah.
18th and 19th of November up at Arcatella Wells, the Mud Caves. I think.
The Mud Caves out there. Yeah. I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, it's going to be super fun.
Yeah. I'm glad you're going to be there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. We've got a couple new songs we're going to play too.
You're all over the place. You're at the beach, you're at the desert, and you're at the mountain.
Dude, I am
you are a savage.
Savage. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Got to keep the name fresh,
Okay. So you go and snowboard too?
You know what? It's the one thing I have stopped doing because I broke my arm twice and COVID, and it messed up my surfing. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll just pick this sport for now and just see how it goes. So I love the mountains, cabins, snow, chilling. So I still go up there. It's a good spot to write.
What about the desert?
Desert is a wonderful place. Always at the desert too. Joshua Tree is a special place.
You go riding?
No, I haven't been riding. A lot of my friends do though. But I'm supposed to be going on a trip with them. But yeah, they ride a lot out there.
I've been to Arcatella Wells. It's cool over there. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
You ever go to Glamis?
I've been to Glamis a couple of times. Yeah, it's a scene.
Man, dude. Our mutual friend Ronnie and Stevie, they're nutty out there, man.
Crazy.
It is nutty. It's like a different planet.
Yeah.
I
could see Stevie getting crazy out
ground
there.
of Nitro Circus, It's just like
Yeah.
That sounds like a pod, gentlemen. All right. Thank you for coming on there, Mr. Savage. We'll catch you guys
you.
next week.
It's over.